How did you meet Prophet TB Joshua?
Thank you very much. Um, it happened. I worked with Crown Merchant Bank years back. So I was transferred from Lagos to Kano, where I stayed for like 3 years or more. Then they wanted us to return to Lagos, but I decided to stay in Kano because I've started a little business and I've been connected with some people. So while I was in Kano, something tragic happened to me. My house got burnt, the whole house from up down. And even, I look at the injury I sustained at that time. So, as an African, what do you expect? Somebody was behind it. You know how Africans think. So, not,
What's it again? What's that?
this was 1995.
Okay.
So, not knowing that, possibly I was careless, leaving my gas cylinder on, and, it happened, boom. So, so I was in the hospital for some time. Then afterwards, I came back to Lagos. I came back to Lagos. So while in Lagos, um, I met some people who believe that, oh, let's go to synagogue. That, in synagogue, who was behind it and how to forge ahead. My problem at the time was who was behind the fire outbreak and how to forge ahead because I lost a lot of, property. Yeah, so I said, okay, let's go. So there we got to the synagogue that early morning because they said we have to get there if we need a good seat. So we got there and they put us together with the newcomers because we said we were there for the first time that very day. So we sat and they occupied us with a lot of videos, miracle videos. That is what they normally use to brainwash people. They want you to see something in order to be
Prepare your mind.
yeah, to
And be
prepare
ready
your
to
mind
receive your own.
and to click into it, that true, it's miracle happening. So, but you don't know how they came about that preparation of that case, videos. You don't know. But all you see is, the miracle. Hey, they came yesterday and today they are healed. So all of us, we just, it was like hype. Hey, yeah, I think we have gotten to a place where we'll be, delivered and be helped. I was not asked if I was a Christian or if I was a Muslim. So also meant all the people that came there, nobody asked them either they are Christian or are you ready to receive Jesus? Nobody. So we just sat there. So
For miracle.
for miracle, while we were there, if you want to go to the toilet, of course, there is toilet. If you want to go and eat, there is canteen. So then in the evening, we were there from 6 till 6 in the evening. Then they said this evening service is starting. So when we waited, somebody came forward. His name was Benson because it's late now. He came forward to open the service. So they asked us to close our eyes. Then, while he was praying, another person took the microphone because I had a different voice. So I just opened one eye to see, out of curiosity to see who the next speaker was. Then I just saw somebody right in front of me, looking at me as I opened one eye. So this person was just looking at me. The way he was looking at me, his eyeballs, his beard, reminded me of something. I looked at him, I said, it's like I've seen this face somewhere. Then, after some seconds, he walked away. So then, while he was talking, my mind was goggling where I've known him. Then I remember that 2 weeks before that time, I was in a dream in my grandmother's house. So while I was there, I was just getting out of the house. Then I saw somebody standing right in front of our house. He was holding an office jacket, a file. So he asked me that he was looking for somebody, the name written on the file. I checked the file, but I don't know. So I asked him to go to the neighborhood. So then I tried to return the file from him because I collected it. While I was returning it, the file fell. So then I said, oh, I'm sorry. So I saw that some sheet of paper flew out of the file. But I noticed that, those sheets of paper bore my own handwriting. I have a, kind of handwriting. Look at my handwriting. So it's my daddy's handwriting that I took. So, I said, then I looked at him. I said, where did you get this paper of mine into another file that does not belongs to me? He didn't say anything, was just look at me. Anyway, I packed it and returned it to him, and I left him. So while walking, a distance, I looked back. I saw him still on the same spot, looking at me. Then I kept going until someone woke me up. That, why are you sweating inside the AC? So, anytime I wake up, I try to remember the dream I had. So then, since I don't know, I just forgot. So he was the one. So in my mind, I thought possibly God has sent him to me. Okay. You understand? Okay. So not knowing that it's, satanic manipulation. So then, after the service went till around 9:30, 10. So after the service, one of the disciples came to me, Ore, and said, I should wait behind. They want to see me. I said, okay. So me too, of course, I want to see him, because I was not a Christian. I was just floating. I don't know God. I have no relationship with God. So I was just seeking miracle. So I waited. He did not see me for 3 days. I was just in the synagogue waiting. So on the third day, I was getting upset. I told Ore that, well, I need to go home. So around 12 midnight, around after 12, was when they came to call me and some other people that have been waiting, so that it was ready to see us. I asked Ore, don't you people sleep around here? He said, they always walk. I said, okay. So we went to his office. We lined up. They were calling us in one by one. So immediately it was my turn. I entered. He was not in the office. Nobody was in the office. So I only saw, one portrait of Jesus Christ on the wall. So I faced the Jesus Christ. I was just, praying. Then somebody touched me say, hey, have you seen me in the dream before? Before I could even answer, he has written something. This is the type of thing he wrote. Something Arabic. This is scribbling. So he just wrote it and gave it to me. Say, take it home, put it under your pillow. You will get message from me. That was how.
Who was that person?
TB Joshua.
Okay. Was he the one you saw in the dream?
He was the one I saw in the dream.
And it was still the same person who you saw?
Still the same person.
Earlier, before they called you into the office?
Yes, still the same person. Yeah, we're talking about TB Joshua here. Okay. The man in the synagogue, also known as Fatai. So I took that paper and I went home. What I usually do that time was to eat and sleep. Then some of my people were asking me, why do you sleep so much? You don't go out. I said, I'm expecting visitor. So it was like a joke. So then on the third day, in my sleep, I saw a big snake trying to bite me. So I shouted, hey! Then I quickly raised my legs up. Then it was like TB Joshua just floated into the room and asked me, why are you shouting? I heard your voice. Today I asked myself, how did he add my voice? There's a connecting point under my pillow that connected us. Is an occultic, connection. He gave me to put it on.
That was in dream, right?
That was in, So then I said, there is snake in the room. He said, where is the snake? I said, look. So he bent down to look under the bed. Then he brought us something like a worm. He said, don't worry, it cannot hurt you. Not knowing that TB Joshua was a snake and also the one, playing the savior. So in the morning, I was so happy. See, we are saying all this so that you miracle seekers will be very careful. Some people, people are ready to jump into conclusion. Those people that do not start this interview with us, they will say, it's money. Hey, see, what we are doing is more than TB Joshua. I have no problem with TB Joshua. What I'm doing is about you who are seeking miracles up and down. What I'm saying to you is that...
Okay, we'll get to that one at the end. Let's quickly talk about the rape incident, because that was what attracted me to want to talk to you.
Okay, yeah. So, because we need to say it. It's for us to know God. Because if I know God, I wouldn't have fallen into this one chance. So then after that, I ran back to the synagogue to tell him the situation of thing, my dream. Yeah. He was so happy. He asked me, what can you say about me? And later I got to see that in the book of Mark 7:28, where Jesus was asking his disciples. So this guy is trying to duplicate Jesus Christ. You can imagine him giving himself the name Joshua, the name of Christ. So I told him what he wanted to hear, that wow, So he said, okay, what do I want to do at that time? I said, I want to go back to Kano to get married and to continue my business. He said, is that really what you want to do? I said, yeah. So he said I should go and wait for him. So because he was busy seeing a lot of people, I waited. After like an hour, he called me back again, asking me the same question, and I gave him the same answer. All right. So he gave me 3,000 naira.
Of 1995.
Yes, 96.
96 now.
Yeah. He gave me 3,000 naira. I didn't solicit for it. People should be careful who you collect things from, because these are the ways they initiate you. They use sex, money, and food to initiate people. So then I took the money because my company, my director, own Okada here. So I don't usually pay. So I just jump into Okada here back to Kano. So while I was going, he gave me calendar, he gave me sticker, he gave me his picture, and he gave me his telephone number. But at that time, there was no, mobile. So all this telephone, to get across it's not easy. So when I went back to Kano, okay, it started from inside the plane. I just put my head on the rest, just to, think about what happened for the past few days. Then suddenly I had my name called by his voice. I looked back, but it wasn't there.
So you weren't sleeping?
No, I wasn't. So I thought maybe, I was just hallucinating or something. So I just moved on. When I got to Kano, I hung the calendar, put the sticker and move on with my life, trying to. But I saw that each time I sleep, I find myself back in the synagogue, in my sleep, walking. And I tried calling him.
By that time, was your leg already healing?
No, I've been healed now.
Okay.
I've been healed bodily. Okay. It's just, this psychological, thing. It's like somebody is against me, somebody is behind, all this trouble.
Those were the things that took you to church.
That took me. I wasn't sick bodily. Okay. So then, so I started seeing myself in the synagogue. So I would go to NITEL office and to make call, but it wasn't easy. So what I did was that I jumped into Okada here and back to Lagos. So when I got to Lagos, they called me Kano lady. I was much younger, I was much younger, and they took me through the back door. Bosse Agbaire took me through the back door. My coordinator changed from Ore to Bosse. So, because you can't just walk into the synagogue, you want to see TB Joshua, you must have a coordinator among the disciples. So she took me in, and it's like, oh, Kano lady has come back, blah, blah, blah. So they brought me to his office, and I told him all my experiences, that maybe there's some things I've not done, because I'm still not really having peace of mind. And he said, for me to be seeing myself in the dream in the synagogue, it's, that's what he wanted to tell me earlier, that God has told him that he wants to use me in the synagogue. It was like, it was a battle, that, so I will leave my friends, I will, all the things I'm doing. Well, I've done all the things young girl can do in the world. So, well, let's give it a shot. So that was how I joined the synagogue, and immediately I joined, he sent me to the studio. I worked with Brother Shegun. Not too long, like 2 weeks or maybe within a month, Shegun was sent away because his wife got pregnant. Then I took over the studio leadership. So we were working. I usually don't go to his office because I was relatively.
Sorry, did you say Shegun was sent away?
Yeah.
Or did he take a leave because he wanted to go and take care of his wife?
No, I saw that they were having problems. He was not happy with Mr. Shegun. So, and I asked, what's happened? Say his wife is pregnant, that Baba is complaining that why should he still pregnate his wife, after all the children he has had. So inside myself, their family, but nobody could say anything. So, and it was sent away, Then maybe it's possibly because of hype that I came, or I don't know. But I was doing my job, and I usually don't go to his office. I only saw him 2 times within 2 weeks. Maybe to greet him and just go. Then one day we were preparing for service. It was a Tuesday service. And somebody just came to the studio. Sister Bisola, you are called. And in the synagogue, even if you are in the toilet and TB Joshua call you, you hang it there. Some people go to his presence even without being washed. So then I quickly drop all the camera, battery, tripod, everything. I just drop it. Then I saw that I was not ushered into his office. I was ushered somewhere else. I know his office, but I was taken to another place. So when the guy asked me to wait at the door, he went in, then came back. He said I should go in. So I went in. So I saw him standing. He said, "Oh, how are you coping with us?" I said, "I'm coping, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you." So he said, he apologized that we are not eating meat and fish. At that time, they don't eat meat and fish. That if I need to eat anything extra, I should come to him. That he believed in me. That God told him that I'm reliable. So that's why he puts me in the studio. If anybody mess around in the studio, I should come and report to him. And I should just be, that's how he touched me. I said, okay. So I thought maybe, I'm just getting, into the system. So I went back to the studio. He gave me 500 naira. That if I need to eat, if the food that they are giving us in the compound is not enough, I can go to the canteen, general canteen. So we usually collect 20 naira for feeding allowance. And in the evening, they will cook general food for everyone. So then I went back to the studio, elated. So after like 10 or 15 minutes, another call. So I quickly rushed. When I got there, I saw that there was no light in the room. I thought maybe in between the time I left the studio and to his room, NEPA, struck. So, but there was a candlelight. And he was sitting on a kind of couch. he was tying a white towel.
The same place they ushered you to, or his
The
office
same
this
place.
time?
No. The same place. So he was having this white towel around his waist. So I thought maybe he was preparing for service. You understand? Maybe he want to go to the shower or he's just coming out. But, I couldn't enter properly. I was just at the door because I saw something. That's what made me to stand at the door. And I knelt down at the door. Then he said I should come. Because of what I saw, his towel shifted and his manhood was there. So I bent my face down because I thought maybe...
So that you won't see the man of God.
No. Maybe I thought maybe it was unintentional so that I would not embarrass him. So I just knelt down by the door and, put my... He said I should come, that, that I should not be afraid of him. That when I was outside, I should just come, that he trusts me, that he will be father to me. So as I was just saying, yes, sir, he stretched out and dragged my hand. So why I knew it was intentional was that as he dragged my hand, he placed my hand on his, on the
man of God.
Not on the man of God.
I understand.
On his manhood. So, and he was using my hand to massage. So I stiffened. You
held tightly to
the
the man of God.
No, I didn't hold on to him. Okay. It's like, somebody hold you and drag you, but you were
resisting it.
Yeah, okay. You were reluctant. Because number one, I was thinking that this is not that I was a saint then, but I was thinking that this holy ground, if I do this, what about those people waiting outside for miracle? I believe that this is a sin. If this happened, he may not be able to. That's my own mentality. So, meaning that unbeliever is even better than, quote, believer. But after some time, say, okay, I should go. We should go to the service. Then,
did he have a wife then?
He was married.
The wife was also in the church.
Okay, let me say, as I understand, this woman called Evelyn, yeah, of course, is his wife because the everybody has agreed that the woman is his wife, but they didn't get married, either traditionally or legally. You understand? Or else ask them to bring their pictures. TB Joshua loves pictures and videos. So he should just bring them out. So a woman was with him, but the woman was not living with us in the quarters. That woman was living at Tony Street in somebody's house. You understand? In one of the members' house. So they gave her a boys' quarter there. So, then I left the room to go to the to the service. But while I was going, I saw some girls standing by the door. Maybe it was one of them that took the bullets for me that day. So then after the service, I was just thinking within myself, what's going on? Uncle Shegun has already left. I would have confided in him because we were always sitting together at the, editing suit or editing table. So who should I talk to now? They would just say, you came here a few days ago and you want to turn this place upside down. So within myself, it was, and he has told me that my mother was the one behind my woes. So it's like I was hating all my family. Already. So where will I go from here? I've already accused them and told them never to come to me again. So I just, I was just keeping it to myself. So after the service, he called me. Asked, how was the service? All is well. Hope your battery didn't get lost. No. Okay, everybody should go and shower.